is the Pizza and Hummus Podcast.
So why would you listen to the Pizza and Hummus Podcast?
Am I right, bada bing?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I laughed way too hard at that. That's the worst thing ever.
Welcome back to the Pizza and Hummus Podcast. My name is Richie, and we are here with Vince as always. What's up, Vince?
Feeling good, feeling good. So far, you're doing the intro pretty decent, so I'm happy about that.
Pretty decent, getting a C+. I'm about to bring it to a B-. We got two great guests today. We got Jarrett and Lauren.
Hey.
That's enough.
Neither of them are bloggers. Neither of them have been on radio.
They don't
Neither of them are
matter.
from New York, but I'm married to one of them, and you get to figure out which one.
Today we're talking about aliens. And what's going on with all that?
What's going on with aliens?
Let's jump right into it.
Let's start right now. So we are doing something completely different. We are doing 4 people,
That's 3 times more than
and we're hoping that our cameras will actually do well.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then we'll be on Twitch Prime doing the live
We're gonna be playing
stream.
Fortnite on Twitch tonight.
Making $500,000 a month.
All right. So aliens, dude. Richie, you got a little alien shirt going on.
Yeah, this is a I wore it for the show. This is a Base Nectar t-shirt because that's where I'm at.
Base Nectar is out of this world.
Yeah. Sometimes he's some space themes,
Yeah.
including this shirt, which is just
Does
a
it glow in
just
the
a
dark or?
God, I hope so. I haven't tried out. This shirt's just too much for any other purpose other than like being with people I trust. Like I'm not gonna go out to Kroger and just be like, yeah, there's tinfoil on my t-shirt. Don't mind me. Just
Don't worry. It's better there than on my head.
just a big fan. On your head,
On your head.
aliens.
Aliens.
I'm having a hard time warming up or thinking of anything to say.
Well,
Well, we can talk about the emoji.
yeah.
Jarrett didn't know where it was earlier.
I didn't know where it was. I couldn't find it.
The emoji.
It's in the people section.
Yeah.
Wait, what emoji?
Yeah.
The alien emoji.
Isn't
The
it?
alien emoji.
Come
Are
on.
you afraid of
Are
the dark?
you a millennial?
You've had iOS for 3 months. You should
Yeah.
have an index.
You should. Yeah, this should.
You,
be,
you just said the emoji, and I was like, I know there's more than one.
There's a whole movie.
Oh.
Podcast is ruined. We just referenced the emoji movie.
Things are going great. The podcast got 8% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Emoji movie. Please sponsor us.
Richie, you've been wanting to talk about aliens for a while.
I think I think so. Now it's
Yeah.
not. Don't take it where it's like oh, you know what? I need to talk about aliens. I just think it's over the last amount of time. It's just become my like analogy for not small talk conversations. Like in that one episode, I was like, I just want to talk about aliens, which just means don't ask me, can you believe how cold it is? I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to talk about aliens.
It's like one step up from how's the weather outside?
Yeah.
Right? Well, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Nope. Tom
Fair.
Segura, all friended
And it's
up.
pretty
Yeah.
safe because it's not getting too personal, but it's just enough to be like, okay, how do you think?
Right.
Yeah.
Sparks conversation. Again, I don't care. I just want to defend it because at this point, no matter who says what, it's an irreverent conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's not like there's a side where it's like, well, this paper says aliens. Other side's like, well, no, it's everyone's just guessing.
Yeah.
So why not?
It doesn't necessarily make sense, but it makes every sense. It's not that important, but it is very important.
That's what it is. It's not important, but I can't think of anything more important.
I mean,
What's happening?
the people that don't believe in aliens are going to be really shocked when they finally decide, all right, we're coming for this planet. I mean,
You know what I would be most surprised at is if aliens look like how aliens are drawn.
yeah.
For me, who's a big fan, I hope they're out there.
Big fan.
I'll be almost angrily surprised if what was it? Remember that Seth Rogen movie where he played an alien? If that alien,
Wait, what?
Sausage party.
Yep.
Oh my! I never saw.
No,
that.
it wasn't Sausage Party. It was
like when Mars attacks when they're in like the glass.
If they look
bubble.
like that,
Oh, yeah.
I'll actually be mad. I want it to be like, listen, universe, you had how many billions of years, and they look like how we drew them. We suck.
I mean, they gotta be dependent on their climate because that's what we are, right?
Right.
I mean, like, that's why people all over the world look differently, have certain different facial features. So I imagine if they come from a planet where they can survive with all water and everything's gas, they're just gonna look like Ghastlies from Pokemon.
This is true.
You can only hope.
It's gonna roll in.
Each planet has its own type,
Yeah.
and each Pokemon lives in that
and
specific type.
And the alien dictator would be Gengar.
I think so.
Because you got to trade to get him.
He's also the final boss.
He goes to another planet, and they're like, "All right, go back."
Wait, where's Lieutenant Surge in all this?
He's definitely on Saturn.
So I think we have to establish then. I feel like we should all do our little monologue here. Do you think aliens are real? Yes or no? And what's your little spiel as to why?
I don't know.
All right. So
Wow.
So we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with Lauren.
Oh God. All right.
Just open-ended question.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Whole
What's
podcast
going on with all
You
that?
gotta pick a side.
Okay. I'm gonna say yes. Simply because I want them to exist. I'm hoping that they're out there after all these years of
I like it.
are they out there? I think so, or I don't think so. Like, they're out there doing their thing.
Polar bears with
Why do we
jetpacks.
gotta know?
Yeah.
Like, let's just.
Well, we gotta know for this podcast.
So I'm gonna say yeah.
Now why?
Just because you want it to know, I want $1 million here. It doesn't mean $1 million is gonna get here.
We got.
Okay. Think about the ocean. Okay.
I'm thinking about it.
Ocean is scary. I mean, how many documentary shows do we watch on the that blue? What is it? Blue Planet?
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Blue Planet, man.
There's,
You're literally
there's definitely a sea monster.
Watching that, and they're like in the depths of the ocean. They're like, we've never been this deep before, and they're like, oh, there's a thing we've never seen this thing before, and you're like,
Yeah.
So I just think there's got to be. If we don't know how much percent of the ocean, I don't know.
Well, yeah, a lot of people use that as their thing for space. It's like, well, we haven't even seen the ocean. Have you ever seen the ocean?
Maybe
First time I heard
aliens
the
are.
Hi,
in
what
the
about
ocean.
the ocean?
So that's
Okay.
Does that answer it? Do I?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, that'll do for
That's
now.
a good start.
Yeah.
We're just starting for now. We're gonna hash this out. All
Yeah.
right, Jarrett, since you're the next guest star, you're up.
So I like the idea of we haven't seen the ocean because I'm all about the sea monsters. Like if I could just harpoon Nessie, put it on my mantle, I need a really big house. But anyway, I agree. I think that aliens are out there. I don't know if they've been here, but I like to believe they have. I like to believe they just did a pit stop in the 60s and they're like, all right, on to Mars. But I think aliens are real, and it goes to me. We're going to go straight religion on the podcast. So for me, I feel like if you believe in a religion, you have a God, and the God set up our earth, right? And he created the universe. It wouldn't make sense for us to just be the one species. Like, hey, we made it. Everyone else, sorry. We're all dependent on water. Everyone has the same biological needs. Because it's like, you get the snake lives with no legs. Like, they don't need no legs. Lieutenant Dan snake. And so, like,
Every snake is
depends-
Lieutenant Dan.
it depends. It depends where you are. And I think, there's a lot of other planets that have similar features to Earth. I probably should have did some freaking research before I came
The
on the
ones
podcast.
who look like Earth are the ones that are just letters or numbers.
Yeah.
They're not like
It's like
Mars.
It's like Kepler 52 or
Yeah.
something. It sounds like a Grey's Anatomy
It's
character.
a shoe.
But so I feel like if you go to other planets, which one day, there's got to be something there. I feel like there just has to be people or things out there. I can't see water. Like, water is essential for humans, but I don't see how every single thing in the universe could be dependent on water. They have to have some life force, whether it's the sun or maybe they're like, hey, carbon dioxide, that's our thing.
Yeah.
We got a whole planet
Jurassic-
full of carbon dioxide.
Jurassic Park. Life
Yeah.
finds a way.
Yeah, that's like a thing. So we had dinosaurs that were on Earth, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows? We got the fossils for them. I mean, I guess in theory you could make a fossil, but there's been massive creatures on Earth. Then there's us, which now, it's like you've got Bob from the candy shop, top of the food chain.
Right.
Like,
how did that happen?
A Tyrannosaurus Rex would just be like, oh, come on. And so, yeah, it's my thing. I think they're out there. I think they have been here, but we'll dive into what I think they did on their, week vacation. How like people from Michigan go to Florida. They're like, hey, we're on X Planet 592B. We're gonna go see Roswell specifically. And then we're gonna stop by Russia, and we're out.
Tamper with the election.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the stand. I don't think they visited. I'm gonna say that just because I don't know why not. I feel like someone said a thing of like I was listening to this one thing, and he was saying it might have been Neil deGrasse Tyson. It was probably Neil deGrasse Tyson, and it was like however the universe might be 13 billion years old, and humans have been alive for like 75,000 or something, and so that's just a little flash, and then in time, boom, that's humans. Out of 13 billion years, let's say a couple thousand is literally that.
Yeah.
Human life. Boom, done. What are the odds in that of all time that's the same time where aliens like, we should probably go over there. Let's check out what that the odds of like our flash of light is lit up at the same time as aliens deciding to visit us, or aliens' flash of life. Like maybe they did live 10 billion years ago and then they died out. Or they haven't developed yet.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting. And also I feel like if they're advanced enough to get here, I feel like we'd know. Like they'd get here. They either built the pyramids and were like, all right, that was a fun project, and they got out of here. or they came when the dinosaurs were there, like in the Rick and Morty episode, they're like, okay, that's it. And then they left. And that's it. That's where
Well, Area 51 is that? Like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's Area 51.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
There's been a couple video games off of it.
I don't know. Someone said it's pretty easy. Everyone has Google Maps. You can look.
Yeah.
You can zoom in enough and see what's going on.
I did hear an interesting thing about the pyramids, though, is that the pyramids actually were like an alien-based reality TV show called Flipping Egypt, and they just stopped by and they were like, "Oh, hey, look what we can do! It's slavery. Build these. It's $300,000 in the worst." And at that point, they don't have like dollars; they've got like sand, and so like $300 grains of sand, whatever. Yeah.
Now,
Flipping
was
Egypt.
it similar to like HGTV where they go, "Oh, we're just gonna like fix the roof," and they just show a guy with a hammer and a nail for like 10 seconds and go, "Now it's done." Did they
Yeah.
just do that? Like, "Oh, just get a couple slaves. Now it's done."
There's
several thousand have died.
I think like back in the day, they were showing like the pharaohs. They were like, "This is your tomb. Like it's spacious. It's got heated floors.
Open concept.
There's a
It's
support
made-
beam
it-
right
it's
here,
made of-
so we can't take this down.
It's made of laminate, and I mean the pharaohs were cheap. They
Original
used
hardwood flooring.
Yeah,
Under the carpet.
Yeah, you really get the east lighting. It's really good in the morning light.
yeah. Flipping Egypt.
I mean, one thing I'm curious about is like if you go inside the pyramid, does it have the open wall concept?
Yeah.
Where they just broke down some walls so you could see the kitchen and the living room and where the tomb is. That's all I'm asking for.
You get a nice entertainment system. Man cave, may I say, Pharaoh?
Honestly, if I go into the pyramids one day and there's not a switch where I have recessed lighting, I'm not buying. I'm not taking it.
I'm just not doing it. Listen, I can't die unless unless I have something greater than 65-inch television. Put a couple games on it. So I guess for me, a lot of you guys are positive on aliens, so it makes me almost want to be like negative, like no, there's no aliens. I like your thing about the time. My thing is that if there aren't any aliens at all, we got to really put in perspective how lucky we are to exist.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the fact that we exist at all, like if you think about it from billions of years, your parent, your mom's side and your dad's side and all those split had to survive enough to have a kid, and that kid had to survive enough to find someone all the way down to you.
It makes zero sense.
It makes zero sense.
Yeah.
And that's the part that's like really crazy about all this. You know, you try to complain about the Wi-Fi, and it's like, listen, man, there's really no reason that you need to exist right now. That's saying like
No, absolutely.
like there's the math.
Wait, what?
The math is stacked up against you. You shouldn't be alive.
Well, wasn't it
Yeah.
like 150 years ago where the leading cause of death for women was just childbirth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
like your dad. He was he was okay because he, they don't give birth, but like, he'd have like 7 kids from 3 different wives, but they were all dead. It
Right.
was literal till death do us part back then.
So
It
there's
was
so
like
many orphan musicals.
till death do us
Oh.
part or 5 years, whatever happens first.
Yeah, I mean, well, think about this too, like, because then you think, oh wow, like it's so crazy that I got the flu right now, and you're like, oh wait a minute, the flu used to just wipe out every baby ever.
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, good thing my great grandfather was 1 out of 8 kids that lived past 2.
That didn't get the flu or a stomach ache in the 1800s.
All right, let's talk about the flu. It's coming back. We're in the 6th.
It comes back every year. What are you talking
The
about?
No.
flu too.
I'm talking super
Electric
flu.
booga
I'm
flu.
talking
Oh,
black plague,
alien
people
flu.
dying in the streets. It's coming back. Stay tuned.
Okay, if I was dying, why would I go out into the middle of the street? Like I would feel myself dying when I'm like in the living
It just
room.
like want to go to the lazy boy.
Right. I'd be like, let me just
I
recline
guess
back
I'll
to
throw
my
on
death.
some Rick and Morty.
Go out how I lived.
But yeah, so I don't know, like I want to think like, oh, it makes more sense if there are aliens than if there aren't aliens.
Yeah.
Are they advanced to travel to us? I don't know. We think we're advanced and we haven't been able to travel and find them, and
Yeah.
we have amazing telescopes and stuff. And it could be maybe they don't need water. There's got to be something, because if not, then I mean, I always think like, what if there was like a whole galaxy? Because we think of the billions of years. There was all these different aliens, and then we were like the last survivors, or something like not
Yeah.
like human beings, but like the people who lived on Earth, the animals, whatever. Like that was the thing that was left.
There's the
You
alien
can get real
war.
like Scientology
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
There's the alien war that we've never been informed about.
There's got to be.
Here's my thing is so
Clone
like
Wars.
so like we talk about like travel. So that's obviously, the biggest thing is like, how do they get here? But then we're assuming that they have the same resources available that we do, because we can't build a rocket out of wood, right?
Right.
Yep.
Well, what if they got some Black Panther vibranium or something? Like we don't know. We don't know what they got. Can they be invisible? I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Is using human knowledge, human brains to figure out alien brains,
Yeah.
essentially, which is a paradox, because you're like, I bet they would be like that. Well, yeah, you're a human. It doesn't. It's
Yeah.
just different.
If
it
they
could be.
and then if you ever went to an alien planet, there's a possibility that you could be like, whoa, I can't live here, all this stuff, and they could just be like, all right, vaccine, now you can live here. You grow gills. There's no water, but you have gills,
Right.
Because their air needs to be filtrated through a gill. And you're like, well, I'm a human, I can still get cancer. And they're like, no, we solved that in the 30s. Another thing, right in your temple.
I'd like to think
I mean-
alien cure for cancer is a Flintstone vitamin equivalent.
I mean, they could either be so advanced to where they're just like flying by, like Mars is their Florida, or they could be so primitive.
So they retire on Mars.
Yeah. Yeah. They could be so primitive that they've never left. And I like to believe we've been visited, but I mean, there is a possibility that they could literally just be still caveman somewhere.
Yeah.
And like, they could just have a different genetic makeup.
You know what I heard as well? Another Neil deGrasse. Good thing I watched these. Is he was
so informed.
He was talking about. He's like, okay, so he goes, so go from child to adult. I think no. He's smartest monkey compared to an average adult is an enormous amount of difference. It's like you look at a monkey, you're like, oh my god, I'm so much. He's using blocks and we're impressed. Or he uses blocks to make words, and that's the smartest monkey, chimpanzee, and we're like, so just, and what is it, like one? I don't know what it is. It's like what is the unit of measure? They're like, we're only this much different from chimpanzee.
Is it? I thought it was a 2% difference, or
Something like that. So 2% difference from chimpanzee to human, and we look down to them, and it's amazing that they use blocks. So from chimpanzee to humans, it's that. What is it from humans to
The next level.
hypothetical aliens is probably incomprehensible. Like we came up
Yeah.
on the same planet and we're only 2% different. They're probably 100% different. If that ended up being the case, it probably would be just unrecognizable. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
I like to imagine that from the next level, it is a small thing, whether it's like 0.5 difference or like 2.5 difference. And then the only added benefit from the next evolved human is that we can fly. Then you go to the 5 to 10% range and you're just Super Saiyans.
It's got to be. No
That's
eyebrows.
what you are at that point. And also, Super Saiyans, technically aliens.
Yes, that's true. They were not from Earth. They're
Planet
from
Namek.
Planet Vegeta.
Yeah.
Vegeta. Namek.
Yeah,
They're
Namek,
aliens
that's
too.
Piccolo's
Nameks are
people.
emo. Nameks are
Listen to a lot of good
aliens as
Charlotte
well.
on Namek.
Yeah.
Lifestyles of the rich in the green.
So
But then again, that's assuming that they're advanced as opposed to just
No, but
dogs.
I think I think you either are, like it's interesting with artificial intelligence now, right? So there was that thing, I think it was either last year or the other year, I might have thrown it in the group chat, where Facebook tried to develop their own AI. And then their AI was just like, all right, forget the engineers. We're just going to talk to each other. They started making their own language.
I don't like this.
That's literally the beginning of Skynet.
Yeah.
At one point, you just take the AI, boom, vaccine, right into you, and then you're part bionic. Is that the 2%? Is your brain a literal computer rather than a metaphorical one? Where are we?
How do you become, how do you become bionic?
Huh?
I feel like you have to.
Will Smith, he did it.
He did do it.
Yeah.
he did it a couple times.
Will
I think,
Smith did it in a couple times.
in Fresh Prince.
Love that Carlton was so jealous.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to be bionic.
He wanted to get better grades than Carlton on that math test, but he didn't want to study. So he's like, "Hey, yo, what's his friend? Can you give me a bionic thing?"
Is
He's
this
like, "Yeah."
Family Matters?
I think aliens are just really good at hide and seek, right?
They'd have to be.
They're just like, they visit and they're like, okay, and then it's just, they go.
Way
Yeah, like,
better than answering.
There's got to be shit we haven't found in the earth, right?
Yeah.
Like spots. They got to have little spots.
Like
Little spots.
spot.
Oh, so you think the aliens are on Earth?
Just cast away Tom Hanks.
Yeah, like isn't there like a movie where people can like transform into they kind of like go inside people and camouflage?
Casper.
Oh, wait, is that the Body Snatchers?
Yes. I don't know what it's called, but
When you said
do you know what I mean when they
when you said people transforming, the first thing I thought of was Animorphs.
Yeah.
Just like some dude turns into a bat and
The
just like
cra-
flies to the next island.
You know those how in the books they would show like the transformation? What if someone got stuck in like one of those ugly
Yeah.
little ones? It's like, oh crap,
I saw
kill me! I'm half gerbil, half human.
I saw an Animorphs parody book that said Flavor Town, and it was just some guy turning into Guy Fieri.
Aliens.
like yeah, he's got to be an alien, right?
Right.
That's
Guy
not
Fieri?
normal.
Oh yeah,
He's
definitely.
like an alien trying to be a human.
Yeah.
What if it's like
Right?
Men in Black, where
Yeah.
like the aliens they
Oh,
come in and they gotta
yeah.
like look like humans.
Yeah, that's what
Guy Fieri would definitely be one because there's no way you can eat that food with a regular digestive system. You can't just go to a random food truck. It's still a food truck. Like, it's not a 5-star restaurant. He's like, oh, yeah, you made the onion burger with the jabroni jambalaya. And I'm like, what are you doing, Guy Fieri? And he's like, I'm going to take a bite. And then to camera fades away, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't
He
just
has
take a bite.
So many parasites.
Yeah.
Or he's an alien.
Yeah.
His mouth just unlatches.
Yeah.
These alien
Yeah.
tummies come out and eat the burger.
Just-
goes into his 7th stomach.
Like no one has that hair.
Who could survive bleaching their goatee that many times
That's
before it
not-
seeps into their brain?
I like to
normal.
imagine complete alien little Guy Fieri's.
With like 8 legs, like
Yeah.
crawling around like a little Mickey.
Oh.
who else would we think would like be like an alien undercover?
I feel like Dennis Rodman is too obvious and outdated.
Dennis Rodman was like the alien that was equivalent to name Chad. Like there's like, all right, Chad, come on, just do your thing.
Go play basketball.
Yeah. And then I don't know, I'm trying to think of some people that I think would be aliens. I feel like we could throw anyone out there and be like, oh yeah, that guy's an
Probably.
yeah, he's got alien tendencies.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
For sure. Julia Roberts, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, Pretty
Definitely.
Woman?
I mean,
Definitely,
it's a possibility that even The Rock could be an alien, right?
Yeah.
Who's that
I mean-
lovable?
Yeah.
Well, The Rock is a golem for sure.
I mean,
Something.
how high action
He is
can you
part
be
rock.
all the time? Like,
I feel like no. We're staying on the rock.
Yeah. Stayed on the Rock.
I feel like that actually makes sense if I'm thinking about it in this weird manipulated way of just like had this thought after your bit on it of just like, man, The Rock has never not been loved by everyone.
even when he
Yeah.
was a heel.
Yeah.
Even when- right.
Yeah.
Even when he wasn't like a good guy
Yeah.
in wrestling, he was loved forever. He's the best. Scorpion King, he was animated. That movie should have the same rating as Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler, but
Oh,
it
no.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Moana. Hello.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, no.
Duh.
The Scorpion King was the only, in my opinion, successful mummy movie. Like,
Yeah,
the Mummy
but we
Returns.
also had
What
the
is there
Scorpion King
after?
spin-offs.
Yeah. I mean, like, how can you just be in the zone that long?
You can't.
Like,
I feel like Scorpion King is his actual form, but they were like, listen, we got to make a movie around it so people don't believe you. We know you've been around since Pyramid Times,
Yeah.
so they'll think it's a story. But really, that's how he was. His real form is a crappy CGI Scorpion.
That was real. They he no acting for that.
Yeah.
you know Hollywood's covering that up. That'll be
yeah.
the next
Yeah.
big
Well,
thing.
I feel like they're aliens are like, we need help. Like they're looking at the humans and they're like, you know what? Give them the rock. They need
They need a
someone like the rock. Give them someone that's just always perfect.
He's the
in
Eddie
Moana.
Murphy of
Yeah,
Saturday Night Live. He saved it in the 70s, and now he's
He's here
still
to save us all.
All I'm saying is that if someone can do the people's elbow and sing "You're Welcome," I don't know.
I don't know.
Jack
It
of all
speaks for
trades.
itself.
Just saying. What if they're trying to get us to really like The Rock, and then when The Rock runs for president, like he talked about,
Yeah.
he's gonna go, okay, guys, listen, you guys love me, you even voted for me for president. Listen, I got these guys called aliens. They're my same species.
Yeah.
If you like me, you're gonna like them.
You're gonna
okay?
love 'em.
And
They're
they're just kind of warming us up.
I think
for aliens.
that would have to be it because it would either be The Rock is an alien, or he's got a scandal coming.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna spit in a McDonald's bag and throw it at an employee. He's gonna crack, or he's an alien and he's perfect. There are only
see,
two options.
We thought Arnold Schwarzenegger might be kind of alien-like, but then he had that
Scandal.
housemaid
See?
scandal, so we're like, oh, he's human.
got it. Bring him down to earth. There
Or-
are no heroes,
or-
only aliens.
or the scandals are distractions. Where somebody went up to Schwarzenegger, like, we figured it out, and he's like, I banged my housekeeper.
Oh, with The Rock. So with The Rock, Jarrett, didn't someone say that they would vote for The Rock
Yeah.
because they sang Moana?
Yeah, so I had a coworker where they were like,
Yeah.
I would vote for The Rock if he ran for president, and I was like, all right, I'm interested, right. And so she's like, yeah, dude, just it was really just Moana that just really changed my whole opinion of The Rock, and I'm like, are you kidding me? You're gonna completely ignore 2 decades worth of complete, total, utter box office domination. Like, you could have said The Rundown. You could have said any other movie where he holds a gun. You could have said the comedy where he's a fairy godmother.
The
I would have
pacifier?
taken any of that.
I thought the
No,
rundown
that's
he was
Vin
holding
Diesel.
a 2x4.
Yeah,
That was
I would
Vin
have
Diesel.
taken anything. And then you can't ignore the Hall of Famer of the WWE. Like we mentioned earlier, he was a heel. He was the people's champ, most electrifying man in sports entertainment. How can you get past this?
That can't be what sells you. He wasn't even nice in Moana. He was like, he was
nice.
He was
the
he had to learn a
anti-hero.
lesson.
Yeah. He had to learn. He had to figure. His tattoos told a story.
Moana was the hero.
It's in the movie title.
His tattoos can move. That's pretty alien-like. Just saying.
Oh, yep.
The whole song, "You're Welcome," people love it. It's conceited. I'll say it. What can I say except
I'll
you're
be
welcome?
the first one to say.
You're welcome.
I think I know what's happening here.
You're welcome. I just break out into song. It's R&B cover.
I think the person who directed and created the musical Cats is an alien.
Oh, definitely.
I love.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about cats.
Let's talk about cats.
Oh, so
I think that's what like the alien species is. They're half human, half cat-ish,
Yeah.
and they kind of dance and
Catmanoids.
you can dance that well and sing that well. I think you're an alien.
I like
While in a cat suit.
I like to imagine that
Can we pause? I don't forget what you're gonna say. What is the premise of them play cats?
Of cats?
Yeah.
to make you uncomfortable.
So it's a taken from a poem. I can't remember who.
Robert
Wrote it.
Frost.
I don't know. Don't look at me.
Robert Frost.
It's
He wrote The Jungle and Cats.
Robert Frost. No, I'm actually gonna look it up as I'm talking, but it's taken from a poem, and it describes. Have you heard any? You probably heard
You're
the
welcome.
memory from School of Rock.
From School Rock.
Memory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
so
from
that's
cats?
from Cats.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what it is it talks about all the different. You would love cats.
I don't think I would.
You would love cats.
They do.
I love
the
They
audience.
go
the
through all
noun
the different
cats,
types of
not the
cats.
proper
There's
noun.
like fat fat cats. There's mysterious cats.
Is this a kids show?
It's a musical.
It's not necessarily a kid show, but they come in the audience and they
find it.
like touch you and stuff.
I don't like
like
that.
sit in your lap.
Once I went to Disney
Meow
World
on you.
and someone dressed as Goofy tipped over my tiny muffins, and it was apparently funny. I was too young to know what was going on. I never went back.
It's by T.S. Eliot,
T.S. Eliot.
and it's called Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. And so that's what the whole.
Practical cats.
So they talk
As
about all the
opposed
different
to
types of
impractical
cats.
cats.
Isn't there like a magical cat?
Yeah, Mr. Mistopheles.
Boom. I feel like you've said T.S. Eliot and Mr. Monopolies or Mr. Monopolies Malophiles in a joke before. Like, I feel like that would be right up Richie's alley.
Mixing
Yeah.
Cats in the alley.
Poetry
Full
and-
circle.
goofy names.
So I mean, I don't know. It's all silly.
I like to imagine if there's cats, aliens out there, that they
Cat
are,
aliens.
that they are the cats that are from Scooby-Doo from Zombie Island,
Oh.
which a most underrated soundtrack of all time, by the way.
Simple
But but you've never seen Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island?
I've seen the Scooby Doo with Freddie Prinze Jr.
That's it, right?
No. Oh no.
The
No, I gotta
where
look it
they're
up
real
now.
people, not
With the
I'm-
skull
No,
disco
no.
ball.
Disco
and
ball.
then-
No,
Yeah,
real,
best
no
movie
real
ever.
people.
2000.
Velma wears the leather pants.
Yep.
Wait, wasn't
right.
that the first one, the zombie one? And then like
Yeah.
every
Oh.
Scooby-Doo movie, the monsters are actually real. That's what always happens. Like
And
in
then
the
it was
TV
Scrappy
show.
in the end.
Yeah.
This was a
Eye
cartoon.
roll.
Whoa, I haven't finished it.
Wait, what?
I'm Googling right now
20 years
Scooby-Doo
later.
cartoon big cats.
What's your fetish?
This is what we're gonna find. All right. No, it's Scooby-Doo. Oh wow, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island is also a 1998 comedy horror film as well. And I'm gonna show you this picture, and you're gonna remember exactly the cat people.
the cat people.
Boom,
Okay, so my
right here, cat creatures.
Oh, those are cool.
Oh.
I'm telling you, man, there were cat creatures.
Them cat creatures.
Has anyone ever seen what the people in Cats look like? Because I don't.
Dude, did we?
Did we ever? Yeah, they are probably.
What was that one where they snapped their fingers?
West Side Story. That was
West Side Story.
okay, these people are aliens.
Didn't understand that.
Have you guys ever seen?
All of these people kind of look like Drake Bell in makeup, and I don't know why. Look at that one.
Coincidence?
Drake Bell, an alien.
Tell me that one right there doesn't look like. Here, let me zoom in on the one I'm talking about. With the arm up,
Maybe it is him.
150%.
Drake Bell is in
Without
Cats.
a doubt.
Drake Bell.
Drake Bell was
Cue
in.
Drake
the
and Josh.
1970s cats.
Prove me wrong.
I want
Changed my
to
mind.
see. I want to see Cats with the cast cosplaying as
How did you?
Thundercats.
Wait a minute. How did you zoom in on that photo? Be like, boom, Drake Bell.
He has Drake Bell senses.
I never thought it'd be so simple,
His-
but I found a way.
What happened to
Bell
him?
rung. Oh, he got addicted to drugs.
Oh,
Yeah. Drake Bell.
man.
No,
Yeah.
what?
He's got a song out or had one called Bitchcraft that was kind of catchy. But
Drake Bell did not get addicted to
Oh.
drugs.
he did.
Kel had to
I
as
think he
well.
lost his house or something.
You know what's weird? So she was watching High School Musical,
Oh,
and I was like, oh yeah, the main girl sent naked pictures
Remember
to
that?
Drake Bell once. Remember that?
That was
Wait,
like
Vanessa-
the first
Vanessa Hudgens, yeah.
she sent nudes.
That was the height of Drake Bell's fame. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Drace and Josh, Drake and Josh were just at the peak.
Yeah.
We're talking Blues Brothers episodes.
Oh,
We're
yes.
talking Crazy Steve in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Those guys were living the life. I bet any money Crazy Steve's an alien.
He has to be.
yeah.
Well, at least in that persona, he was pretty normal Steve in iCarly.
Yeah, he was like a
He was a lawyer
responsible
for
adult,
3 days.
kind of.
We know a lot about
spaghetti
iCarly
tacos,
here.
right?
Spaghetti tacos.
They made those. Yeah.
He'd specifically give her dinosaur gummies because, and I quote, they were cool.
He was probably. I feel like he's hilarious, and he does nothing now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He needs to do more.
Oh man,
Crazy Steve.
The
I
aliens
mean-
like had him and Drake and Josh, like he's
Yeah.
and then they were like, oh, it's like Hercules when they're trying to create a hero and it just doesn't happen, and then he went to iCarly and it was like like your
That's the
your
ne-
alien contract is up.
There's
and you're
nothing
just,
in between. You're either Hercules or
or Crazy Steve.
You're a secondary character on a Nickelodeon sitcom.
You're Philatides.
No, let's dive into this. Let's get deep. So we know Google owns the internet. Disney owns everything else. Disney has to be ran by aliens.
Yeah.
Bob Iger. There's no way you can just make hit movie after hit movie after hit movie and master the formula to appeal to human emotions. He's got to have
They mastered the formula.
some scientific information on what makes us human.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to appeal to reason. Plus, they bought the Marvel movies. They own everything. Who knows?
No, what if that was it? Like instead of like let's go a little conspiracy theory, not much of let's go people go, oh yeah, aliens built the pyramids because they use this technology that could move really heavy blocks. What if it wasn't anything like that and they were just like, yeah, alien technology is how to be real funny or make a good movie? What if that's it? They're like whispering into Crazy Steve's ear. He's like, you want to be a star, don't you?
An
In
alien
the back,
agent.
in the back of an alley with a trench coat and a hat on.
Be like,
It
here's
looks
some
like
funny
Rorschach.
jokes about cats.
So aliens work in the entertainment business? Is that what?
That's what we're
Either
saying.
that or
That's what it
The
is.
Rock, which I guess he's in the entertainment
Well,
business.
Guy Fury, is he?
He's an alien, but he
He's-
didn't listen to anyone's advice.
He's entertainment, but just
Going
not
rogue.
our kind of entertainment.
I'm pretty sure that
Real quick about Guy Fieri, I feel like he's the alien that got the equivalent of an alien GED. Like all the other ones are like really successful, went to alien college, but he was just like, no, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna invest in this multi-level marketing plan.
People
See
also
what
don't know
pays off.
alien college is the same as clown college.
now there is one business, one organization that's definitely run by aliens. Family Video.
100%. How are they
There's
still
no
in
way.
business?
There's
They're making
no
it.
way they're making money. It's a front to
Yeah.
build space stuff.
Pyramids.
Well, there's two. Family Video and Mattress Firms. Have you ever seen a crowded parking lot at Mattress Firms?
No.
No, and everything's free there. No one goes. It's clearly a front for either the mob or the space mob.
It has to
aliens.
be.
Space mob. So we all agree there is a space mob.
If there's,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they have to have some human like tendencies, right? If they're in our universe, like I imagine there's alien dictators, there's alien capitalists, there's aliens that are Italians. Like
There's definitely.
it's like, you know, you just sit at the alien table and instead of having like the lasagna and the bread and like the big ravioli, they've got like human parts and jibslobs and spankaroos. Which is aliens,
Dunkaroos.
alien
Think of
cereal.
They
Dunkaroos.
got human flesh and Dunkaroos.
Turns out aliens, big fans of Dunkaroos and high fructose corn syrup.
Fruit by the foot.
It's the
Can you imagine if there was just a species of alien that was just like whipping fruit by the foot into each other? That was like their thing.
Like everyone thinks like aliens are super smart or they're super scary and mad. No, they just got a sweet tooth. Like that's the only thing that makes them aliens, exclusively sweet teeth.
all their payments are in cheese nips, not cheese its. Specifically SpongeBob ones.
Okay.
That's the Benjamin Franklins of their
It's the Benjamins of alien currency.
Real talk about cheese nips. I really do like them better than cheese
What?
nips.
Cheese nips are so gross.
They just have little cartoons on them. It's kind of like macaroni and cheese. You gotta get the character shapes.
I
Like,
haven't
I'll
had
eat
cheese nips in
Cheez-Its,
so
but-
long.
I'll eat them, but I'm not happy about it.
If there's a box of Cheez-Its and a box of cheese nips, I'm gonna eat the
We're
Cheez
gonna do the
Nips.
Pepsi challenge, but with Cheez-Its and cheese nips, and we're gonna see.
I feel like there's definitely a alien manufacturer that is they're the people that are making like the generic brands for like Meijer and Walmart and all that stuff where it's like, oh, this is Spartan. Nope, it's Bob's Alien Shop.
Mad Cats is Mad Cats.
Mad
Oh,
Cat
definitely.
controller.
Alien Cats.
Yeah,
First Xbox controller was definitely invented by aliens.
Whose hands
Oh,
are that
yeah.
bags?
No one's
Aliens.
hands in that bag.
yeah.
Aliens' hands.
I like to imagine they have one hand that they use to play for video games, and they made it so that they could hit every button with all of their 18 space fingers.
They have a black button and a white
I was
button.
just gonna say
what,
that.
What does
Who's
that
that for?
mean?
We need letters, and aliens don't.
Yeah.
Black button, white button.
Either got letters or shapes, like PlayStation.
And why did we do X, Y, A, B? Why not A, B, C, D?
Because the alien alphabet goes in that order.
Oh,
That was surprisingly good.
Vince, you add that in post, or was that me? I don't know.
What if there were aliens? Do you think that it would be somewhat similar to like what we do as countries, where like we have to get like special passes in order to go to their planet, they have to get a special pass to come to ours. And if they want to be like legal Earth people, they got to do stuff. Like, is it kind of like? Do you think it'd be anything like that?
There's like a federation.
Yeah, there's like a federation.
Yeah. I mean, knowing the U.S., they would definitely try and regulate that shit.
That's what you got to do.
They would definitely. They'd be like, yeah, International Space Station is actually where you just get your alien passport checked in. That's what it's been the whole time.
I mean, the government has to know, right?
If they
you know what I mean?
If
Like,
they have, I feel like they would know.
they would have to
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
I don't believe that they know necessarily, but I say if it did
If-
happen, then they
right.
do.
If-
for
yeah.
sure.
My only thing is like, because they always say, oh well, the government knows, but they don't want anyone to know because they're afraid that it'll create like panic or whatever. That's always their thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that the government says that puts people in a panic. That doesn't mean that they don't stop saying them.
That's a good point. There's like, I was having a nice long talk with a flat earther. And
What?
yeah.
Oh,
They're
no.
real?
They're real people. And
Wait,
I
Here
on Earth.
in Michigan,
Yeah.
Where we live? Here's our address.
like near us.
The room was filled with oxygen. It was a normal room.
So okay,
don't believe it.
wait. So now we're changing the subject here. So you met someone who is confident
Confident.
that the world is flat,
No, they're not confident. They are
suspicious.
they're suspicious enough to where if you're even a little suspicious about the flat earth, you're confident that there's a flat earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't just dabble in flat earth theory.
Yeah.
It's the earth.
like that used to be the punchline 10 years ago of people used to think the earth was flat.
Right.
Ha ha ha. And now it's like, but it is though. And everyone's like, what the? So you met a real person not in California that's like, yeah, flat earth.
Yeah. And they said a similar thing of like I just was just like, okay, so after the obvious conversations, I was just like, well, what do you get out of hiding the flat earth? What is the government getting out of that? Or why? Like, there's not like money involved. He's like, well, could you imagine the outrage, panic, riots
All
when
the globe
everyone
sales.
right, everyone who bought a globe is just embarrassed. Everyone who's ever used the globe emoji, embarrassed. Could you imagine the riots when people find out the earth is flat? Like what? They're not like trying to not make people panic. We panic plenty already.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Or they just go, well, if they're going to panic about this tweet, then clearly we can't show them the alien stuff. They're not ready for that. It might be something
But
like
see,
that.
here's my thing though. If the Earth was flat, wouldn't the president that we have now be the guy to be like, I think it's flat,
Yeah.
and start that conversation?
Yeah.
Because people freak out over everything he does.
Yeah.
So could it be that he would be the one to throw it out there? And even he's not like tweeting at 3 a.m. like, I think it's flat. Like,
Here's my question,
he
too.
accepts that it's a globe.
Here's my question, too. There was a time where it was known, or people thought, that the Earth was flat. That's an old common tale, right?
We were the center of the universe and we were flat.
We were center of the universe, we were flat. Okay. Then they found out, okay, no, we're not the center of the universe, which I feel like was a real way to like bring in humility. Like, hey, nothing revolves around you. You revolve around the sun.
Not only was it science, it was a metaphor.
But wasn't
It was
so
deep.
Yeah.
That goes back to what Richie was saying though, because when they started saying that we're not the center of the universe, didn't they like freak out at those scientists, want them killed,
Yeah, Copernicus.
all that stuff?
Copernicus was made fun of, and that's who he was. Hey, Copernicus, that's the guy. Heliocentric theory.
It was Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh,
Hey,
1800 Spain. Hey, Copernicus.
you're not the center of the earth. You know that?
Well, think about there was some freakouts. So they freaked out to do that, and then like it just doesn't make. I don't know. For some reason, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say here. But eventually, it's just like, people freaked out about that part, and like, well, no, this is what happened. Okay, and then it became accepted. How do we know if they're gonna freak out? If they would freak out again, like, oh no, that part was wrong. I don't know.
I think
it
the
doesn't make
government-
sense to me.
My thing is, I think they just don't know enough about aliens. Like, let's say Area 51, they've been doing research forever on aliens. Let's just say that, whatever. And like you're saying, people are going to freak out anyways because people freak out about everything. Well, what if the government is like, we found a little bit of stuff about aliens, but we're not ready to completely release it to the world because they don't. People are going to be like, well, where would you find it? What is it? made of? Where can there be more? Are they gonna? They probably don't. Maybe they don't know.
Yeah, but
And they don't feel like dealing with. But does the government think like that?
But in December,
What's that?
Article.
Harry Reid, he's a Democratic senator.
So we're not talking about flat Earth anymore. We're talking about aliens.
I want to talk about that too, but
Oh,
you're
I
going
jumped
into
to-
yeah, you
sorry.
jumped into aliens.
we went into deep government because the
I
flat
apologize for
Lauren's all
talking
embarrassed.
on a podcast.
Talking about aliens.
Which is essentially that's
but
the topic.
wasn't the flat Earth theory that the world was more square-like too?
No, the flat
Back
Earth.
in the day,
That's the Minecraft theory.
The current flat Earth theory is that
it's just flat.
it's flat, and then under it, it's like the rock, like rocks coming down like towards the center. Like if it like got ripped off and it's just there, it's flat and it's surrounded. Like Antarctica surrounds the entire planet. That's what they think. It's an ice wall. That's what they think.
So
So it's got to keep them out the ice monsters
They-
like in Game of Thrones.
They think it's the Truman Show, and there's a wall around the Earth.
Whoa.
You know, the Truman Show, the movie that Jim Carrey was in.
when you said
You know that
when
the
you said there was
masterpiece.
a bunch of rocks under it, I imagine that there was a bunch of the rocks.
Well, that
Yeah,
goes back
you
to
said-
aliens.
Yeah.
The rocks.
The rocks are under
Singing,
it.
Yeah.
you're welcome.
He is our support system.
He's just holding up the flat Earth.
He's my beam of light.
I might buy this.
Anything with the rock. Yeah, probably.
Isn't it weird? Like even in like when you think of ancient Greece and like Greek mythology, and they had Atlas, the guy that's holding the Earth.
Yeah.
He's never just holding like a plate of like a
No.
flat Earth. It's always a giant round ball. So even back then, they knew that the Earth was round.
So that's the thing. Mythology. Boom. Here we go. Tying this back into aliens. So with aliens and with mythology and with Egypt and with the Mayans and all that stuff, they all have their own versions of either gods or deities or spirits, Henry and the Ghost Boys, whatever we have. They have their own version of it, right? So when me and my wife went to Mexico for a honeymoon, we went to this place called Tulum. There's all these different markings of like people with like big giant wolf heads and cats and all these different things. And they're significantly in the drawings, they're like the ratio is like they're like 8 to 10 feet tall and the humans are like normal size.
Okay, I've seen something like that.
So
yeah.
they're saying the guy we were with, the Mexican tour guide was like, that might be aliens out there. And like he believes it. And he's like into this. And then he's like, these little societies like Tulum, we haven't even discovered a fraction of them. Like they're everywhere over South America and Central America and all that stuff. So
it's Tulum, not tomb.
Oh.
boom, right there.
Whoa.
There we go. We're tying it back in.
Oh man,
I mean, you just maybe cracked the code there. Da
it was
Vinci.
written on a flat surface,
Yeah.
kind of like the
Hello,
Earth.
wake up.
Hello.
Hello.
So what I'm
Base.
saying
Yeah.
is if they did visit us, it was probably in the past. I mean, why would they visit us when they're like, all right, we know they got cameras?
Why?
Like-
I don't know why every theory of aliens, like you were saying,
Yeah.
they're as if them of sneaky. Like everyone's like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe they're scary, maybe they're nice, maybe they're big, tall, green cats, whatever. But all of them are sneaky. No matter what your theory is, you believe in aliens who are bashful.
Yeah.
Who don't want to, like, wouldn't you be probably like, we made it? Have you ever like gone for a long run and then you like,
No.
Didn't tweet about your Fitbit steps for the day?
right? Have you ever like done a workout and you're like for the first time ever and you're like really proud of it? You tweet it.
Yeah.
Hey, getting fit in the gym. That's aliens. I can't believe we ran this 5. Every person who's ran a 5K.
Oh, well,
Every
yeah.
person who's done 13.1, do the full marathon. Everyone who's done 13.1, they got the bumper sticker because they
Yeah,
can't
bumper
stop
sticker.
talking about it. This is their half marathon. It's
Well-
making it to
We're humanizing them, though.
I know.
Yeah.
We're assuming that they have
all my brain can
these
do.
emotions. They could be on the complete other 2% side where they've lost all emotion, and it's not that they're being sneaky. They just have no point in interacting with us.
No ego.
Oh, they got no.
So
they got no
they've
reason.
got no reason. So I like for me, I believe they've been here. I don't know if I believe in the probing because, you know, everybody that's like I don't know why the first guy who reported a UFO was like, they touched my ass. Like you didn't like take a cigarette and like burn yourself a couple times and make a triangle. That's more believable.
Right.
Like
That's a good point. Of
Yeah.
just like, why would you make that up?
Yeah.
You could have said anything. Yeah, they were really impressed at how big my biceps were. Anyway, like if you're gonna lie about it, make yourself look good.
yeah,
They agree. Flubber 2 was better than the original.
it was white. They pulled me up. I heard the snap, and then my prostate's never felt so good. And so
I'm clear. I'll be back in 6 months.
they're now my PCP. But
Primary care, Dr. Blue Blue.
what I'm saying is you don't need Blue Cross Blue Shield to visit the aliens. There's no copay. But no, if you go up there and they're experimenting on you, why would they say, all right, we touched this guy's bum. Let's throw him back. No, they're taking you with them.
Right.
If they thought you were so nice to beam you up and put you on their alien table, which I assume is made of pure silver, and
Yeah.
they're not going to just give you back. You're theirs now.
Right.
But what if he's just annoying?
Think about
can't handle him.
He's
think
just
about
a
when people-
Steve.
And he's a stupid guy, so they're like, this guy, no one's gonna believe him anyways. He's the town fool.
Why did we beam up Tom? I mean, come on.
Well, at least no one's gonna believe him. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean,
I think that's it.
it could also be this too. Like think about like when people they go and they tag animals in the wild, so they can track them, they can track their migration habits, all that good stuff.
Ooh.
We got we put like an outside tag, so okay, that's them. Mm-hmm. Why is it gonna go way up there?
Just
Like,
just an ear piercing.
How do we know that they
piercing?
do that? You don't know.
It probably happened a lot in the 80s. That's why a lot of men had the one earring. That's
Right.
probably what that was.
I mean, you got 2 ears, 2 nostrils, a mouth. Why are they just like
One butt.
one butt?
One butt, one sound.
Yeah. Maybe
Drum
they're
line.
worried if they put in your ear, it'll fall out the other one. Maybe they're not as smart as we think they are.
plus
they're worried
crap
about you blowing
comes
your
out.
nose.
You got to make sure you don't want to put it in a you don't want to put it in an outie. You want to put it in an innie.
What if it smells good to them? Poop.
Maybe they just want friends.
I imagine if you do
Aw.
get adopted, that you're getting chipped like a dog. Like they've got their own Windows 98 computer system where it's like a website that's not mobile responsive, and they're just typing you in.
I like to believe that, like the people who got abducted by aliens, they're the ones who got thrown back, like who were told
Yeah.
the story because they probably were like, yeah, they're super annoying. Oh God, I don't want to hang out with this guy.
He like chews loud and he's
Yeah,
like,
he chews his mouth open.
he never picks up the check. Like he's like that.
He
that
never
guy.
picks up the. He's like, you're not even gonna offer to leave the tip. All right.
You can't even clean your cell? Give me a break. I imagine, though, that if you did get thrown back, though, they wouldn't throw you back with, like, you know, you just coming out of general anesthesia. Like, it would be more of like an Arya Stark Game of Thrones message where they kill your whole community and they pull you and they're like, tell them that the Italian mafia gang of aliens was here.
I'd like to believe that every person.
Gazorpazorps.
Yeah. I like to believe every person that they send back, they get him. All right, you're free to go. And the guy's like, "What? Really? You're just gonna send me back?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "Wow, great." And then he pulls him real close and he goes, "Who's gonna believe you?" And he sends it back.
How come they always pick people that are like on farms?
Yeah.
Like you think they would pick someone like in the city? There's a lot of people. They have a lot of access to technology. No, let's pick the guy who can't get a landline.
That's more discredits them. They got less to do.
Yeah.
They're like aliens. I don't want to generalize all farmers, but they're not on Facebook as much as I am. I got plenty to entertain
There's
me.
no farmers that we listen to this podcast.
That's true. Farmers
What's that dating site?
farmers only.
Farmers only.
But no, I mean Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking
Richie's
about
on
Please
it.
sponsor us.
yeah. Like a nice farm girl. It was another talk by him about aliens that I watched because that's where I'm at. And he was talking about I think it was the same one where he's like, if you ever get abducted by aliens, grab anything. An ashtray, it's gonna blow our mind, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter. Grab anything, and then I might start believing you that you got abducted. And then in that same talk, he was talking about. He goes, no one who ever got abducted is like. He goes, we have a whole bunch of amateur astronomers. All they do all day is just look up. It's what they're interested in. They're looking up. None of them have ever even seen a UFO. But you driving, we've done studies. This guy saw a UFO. He was driving on the street and it was a light going like this. Turns out he was just on a wavy mountain and the light was standing still and it was just a light.
Okay, but what about the Air Force, where there's some documentary on it where there's a bunch of people that used to fly, they were pilots in the Air Force, and they got sent out like on emergency mission because they thought that a missile was coming in. And the missile just like ended up not going on the course, and they were like, well, follow it.
Yeah.
And so they end up getting close, and they couldn't see anything because sneaky aliens. And it ends up just going hyper speed away from them, and they can't keep it. They can't keep up. We're talking the most expensive aircrafts, the fastest, the ones you can't buy these. If
I've seen
you
Star
wanted
Trek
to,
Hyperspeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
from the U.S. They can't catch this thing.
Yeah.
So what's that? A UFO?
Is
Unidentified.
Bigfoot an alien?
Oh.
I think he's Bigfoot.
He's just Bigfoot?
He like doesn't want to be called an alien. Like that's.
I imagine.
Did you just assume he's an alien?
I mean, I'm just saying. Did he land here and then someone was like, "Oh man, I have poor camera skills. I'm gonna take a picture of him,"
Bigfoot's got to be quick all the time.
and it's out of focus.
But see, I imagine that all what are they called? Like cultural phenomenon, like Bigfoot or like
Loch Ness.
like creatures, like so we're talking like horror villains or whatever, vampires, werewolves, all that stuff. I like to imagine that they've came from somewhere. Like some guy wasn't just sitting at his desk, was like, you know what? 8 foot tall, hairy guy, big feet, big foot. But it could have been, somebody was in the woods and then some guy was lost at the woods. He ends up growing a ton of hair. He also has Andre the Giantism, and he can't talk very well. So he just goes up to him. He's like, huh? And then they're like, oh my God, Bigfoot's out there. Like I imagine like vampires back in the day, there's probably just some dude that was crazy who was just going around biting people. And they were like, he sleeps upside down in a coffin as well.
I heard
Boom.
his mother drinks pickle juice.
And he just turns out he doesn't like garlic. And then they're like, that's how you beat him.
I don't like garlic either. And I love garlic. But people don't like garlic. Crazy people, but some people don't like
Yeah.
garlic. Vampires.
Aliens.
Because they're real.
Aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah. So I imagine that if we've got all these ideas of aliens, something has to have came from somewhere. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, dairy farmers put expiration dates on their milk just to sell more milk.
True.
I still I hear that all the time. Adam ruins everything. Talked about that. I still can't with courage drink milk that's been expired after
Absolutely
No way.
not.
Absolutely
or the day
not.
up.
No.
I still can't
I'm
take
not
that
going to
risk.
trust True TV with my digestive system.
But you know who can drink milk
Guy Fieri.
past the expiration date? The Rock.
Oh.
Aliens.
Yep.
Okay, so they have that show Ancient Aliens. At least they had it on whatever on History Channel.
Yeah, the guy with the hair.
Yeah. So my dad was addicted to that show.
Yeah.
Like that was his new favorite thing. And so he'd always have it on and he's like, well, if you think about it, and it would be literally anything in history. Think of anything in history.
Mm-hmm.
It was the aliens.
Sliced bread.
Think about
It
it.
was the aliens every single time. And they never actually said like for sure. They were always just like, it could be blah 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 blah.
What's
like-
how every show on the History Channel ends?
Like there was one with King Arthur, and he's gonna grab the sword, and no one else can grab the sword except him, and he pulls it out, whatever. They're like, it could have been a DNA scanner as he's grabbing the sword.
on.
And then they're like, Hitler, he had to be an alien. They go through like how he's an alien. Saint Joan of Arc. They go through every single person in history. All of them are aliens. Like how little credit does humans get for anything?
That's what it is, yeah.
Aliens, like, oh, the guy discovered fire. Well, actually, an alien could have zapped it with a blaster and combusted it. And everyone's like, oh, man, we could use this.
If we kept that up, Michael Jordan, alien. Why? Because he can dunk real good. Give anyone, we don't do that anymore. Like, anytime anyone's really good at, something, I'll be like, I can't believe that guy painted that. Alien.
I feel like this episode is just going to be a super cut of us leaning into the mic and going, aliens.
Aliens.